Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today, we're tackling something a bit different.
Yes, definitely not the usual research papers this time.
No. We're actually digging into a set of lyrics. Poetry, really. It's called We Are the Habit by Alison McLean.
It's a really interesting approach, I think. Gets right to the heart of how habits feel.
Exactly. And that's our mission today for you listening and for us. We want to pull out the key ideas about how habits work their structure, their power, using these lyrics as a kind of blueprint for understanding, well, daily life.
And it jumps right into a core problem, doesn't it? This paradox of habit.
It does. Straight away, McLean writes, ingrained habits, hard for us to recognize, as all of our actions are caught up in its disguise. So they define us, but we're like blind to them.
That's the setup. We're driven by something we often can't even see clearly.
It suggests our whole self-perception might be a bit off.
Well, potentially, yeah. And the lyrics hint later that these unseen patterns can even play havoc on our health.
Right, so if the cause is disguised, fixing the problem becomes really difficult. You don't know what you're fighting.
Exactly. Tracing it back is the hard part.
Okay, so let's unpack that disguise first. Section 1, the dominant formula. What does it mean for all our actions to be caught up in its disguise?
Well, think of it like software running in the background. You're doing things, making choices, but the underlying program is filtering everything.
So I think I'm choosing freely, but I'm actually just running the program.
Often, yes. The habit isn't just one action. It's the system selecting the actions. It's the disguise.
Wow, okay. Then the bridge gives it a name. Our habits are our formula that is dominant in play.
Formula. That word is so specific, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not tendency or preference,
Right.
formula.
It implies something structured, predictable, almost like a mathematical equation running your behavior. And dominant, that's key too.
Meaning it wins out
Yeah.
over conscious thought.
It often takes precedence, yes. The formula provides the default path, the easiest route. It sort of solves the problem before your conscious mind even fully engages.
Huh. And verse 2 calls us creatures of habit with repeated patterns.
And connects it to an attachment to life itself.
So it's not just about, like, biting your nails. It's fundamental.
It seems so. The lyrics suggest it's tied into our very sense of stability and identity. Challenging the habit can feel like challenging, well, yourself.
Which probably explains why my scones have no calories habit is so persistent. Very attached to that one.
A very comforting formula, I imagine.
Huh. Indeed. Okay, so this predictability, this sort of comfort, it leads into section 2, autopilot.
Yes. This is where the chorus really digs into the mechanism, how the disguise actually operates.
Right, the core idea, autopilot, where we play our fixed beliefs.
And that link is crucial. Autopilot isn't random, it's specifically playing out fixed beliefs.
Okay, hold on. If my habit is, say, mindlessly checking my phone first thing in the morning,
Yeah.
is that really a belief? Seems like just a bad habit.
But what's the belief underneath that action? Maybe it's, I need to know what's happening right now, or I might miss something important, or even checking in makes me feel connected.
Ah, I see. So the action, the scrolling, is just the autopilot executing that underlying belief.
Exactly. The belief is the instruction manual for the formula.
So while we're on autopilot, we're not really deciding things in the moment. We're just running the script based on old beliefs.
Pretty much. And the result, the lyrics say, recognizing a dominant self on repeat.
The dominant self. So not necessarily my best self, but the one that shows up most often because it's programmed by the formula.
That's the implication. It's the self dictated by those habits, by those fixed beliefs currently running the show.
And that connects back to playing havoc on our health. It's not just smoking or junk food, is it?
No, it could be much subtler. If your dominant self, driven by a fixed belief like I must always be strong, avoids asking for help.
Then the habit is bottling up stress.
Right. Which has real physical consequences. Or a belief like conflict is dangerous leads to habitual avoidance.
Which damages relationships, maybe causes anxiety.
Exactly. The autopilot running on those fixed beliefs can accelerate negative outcomes because the core instruction itself is unhealthy, but it feels automatic, disguised.
It really is a loop then. Beliefs create the formula runs the autopilot produces the dominant self, and that self's experiences probably reinforce the original belief.
A powerful, self-sustaining cycle.
Okay, let's shift perspective slightly. Section 3. How does this internal loop shape our external world?
This is where verse 3 comes in, and it's quite a statement. It says, "Today's habits, conversations, and actions, we bring to life our world today."
Wow. Bring to life. That's active. It's not just we react to our world. It's we create it.
That's the claim. The world you experience, the opportunities you see, the interactions you have isn't just happening to you. It's being constructed moment by moment by the habits you and everyone else are playing out.
So if my dominant formula is based on, say, scarcity,
Then your conversations and actions might focus on limitations, on what's missing. And guess what? Your experienced world will likely reflect that scarcity.
but if the formula is based on curiosity,
Then your actions might involve asking questions, exploring, connecting, and your world feels full of possibilities. It's a direct link.
and the verse ends, it is because we are here in play. Our presence running our formulas literally makes the reality we perceive.
It connects everything. The hidden formula, the autopilot, the dominant self, they aren't just internal states. They are the engines creating your tangible daily reality.
That sounds incredibly deterministic, like we're trapped in these formulas we can't even see. Where's the way out?
Aha, but that's the twist. Section 4 tackles exactly that, the capacity for immediate change.
Right. Despite everything being ingrained and dominant, the bridge offers this amazing line where we can change in a heartbeat.
That contrast is so important. How can something so deeply rooted, so automatic, be changeable instantly?
Yeah, how? If it's a formula, if it's autopilot. Heartbeat change feels impossible.
It suggests the change doesn't happen at the level of the action itself, maybe not even the formula. It must happen somewhere deeper.
Like the belief.
That seems to be the implication. If the fixed belief is the code running the formula, maybe the heartbeat change is a sudden, conscious decision to reject or rewrite that belief.
So instead of fighting the urge to check my phone, the action, I recognize the underlying belief. Like, I need to be constantly updated.
Right.
And in that moment, choose a different belief. Like, my focus is more important right now.
Precisely. That conscious shift in belief, that internal heartbeat decision, instantly changes the instructions for the formula. The old autopilot loses its power source.
The disguise drops because you've seen the belief behind it.
You've questioned its authority, and in that questioning, you find the power to install a new operating principle right then and there. It redefines the dominant self, potentially, in an instant.
Okay, that's actually quite helpful. Despite the power of habit, the power to change the source code is immediate.
That seems to be the core message of hope within the lyrics.
Which brings us to our final thought for you today. We've seen how habits form this dominant, often hidden formula.
Played out on autopilot by our dominant self, shaping our reality.
And yet, change is possible in a heartbeat. So the question for you to consider is this. If you can change in a heartbeat, what's the first, maybe tiny action, conversation, or even just a belief you could choose right now?
That would instantly challenge the dominant self currently running your show.
What's one heartbeat change that could start rewriting your formula and potentially the world you bring to life today?
Something profound to think about, definitely, as you look at the patterns playing out in your own life.
Until next time, keep digging deep.
And remember, you are the habit.